Okay, so we'll start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good evening, judges, competitors, and observers. My partner and I strongly oppose the resolution that the U.S. federal government should substantially increase its investment in domestic nuclear energy. As climate change worsens and energy demand grows, the U.S. must invest in energy sources that are safe, sustainable, and cost-efficient. While nuclear energy is often framed as a solution, it raises serious concerns regarding radioactive waste, environmental harm, safety risk, long construction timelines, and high costs. Nuclear energy produces large amounts of long-lasting radioactive waste. According to the DOE, the U.S. has no permanent geological repository for this waste, and none has been built since 2010 due to political gridlock. As a result, spent nuclear fuel continues to accumulate at U.S. power plants at a rate of 2,000 metric tons per year. Nuclear power harms marine ecosystems. According to EIA, nuclear plants require massive amounts of water for cooling. Thermoelectric power plants withdraw tens of trillions of gallons of water annually, which traps and injures aquatic life. As a quote,
Is my partner ready? Are my opponents ready? Are my judges ready? I'm not again. In the last few years, the U.S. has seen a resurgent interest in nuclear energy and its potential for helping the nation's growing demands for clean energy and energy security. This renewed attention has been driven by concerns over climate change, the need to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and the desirable for reliable power sources, which results in the dissolution of domestic nuclear energy. Contention 1. Clean energy. Nuclear energy is a clean, zero-emission power source that protects air quality. In 2020, U.S. nuclear plants avoided 471 million metric tons of CO2 and reduced greenhouse pollutants that cause smog, acid rain, and health problems. Its fuel is highly energy dense and produce minimal waste. Enough U.S. used fuel from 60 years could fit on a single football field. Despite producing massive electricity, nuclear power uses very little land and provides reliable 24/7 supply.
Usually they would do a crossfire team with speaker, but we're going to skip that part for a break. And we're going to start with our next speaker.
Building nuclear power plants in the United States is slow, costly, and risky, especially compared with renewable energy. According to the ERSS, Energy Research and Social Science, nuclear power projects historically experience the highest construction and overcost runs. On average, more than 100% above expected and longest delays of all energy infrastructure types. By contrast, solar and wind projects generally have far smaller cost base and shorter timelines. When looking at long-term costs, wind and solar are much more economical than nuclear energy. As outlined in the U.S. Energy Information Administration's Annual Energy Outlook 2025 government analysis, shows that technology like wind and solar are projected to have among the lowest levelized costs of new electricity generation compared with traditional sources. Nuclear energy also creates persistent and expensive waste management challenge. Initial estimates and scheduled delays can exceed 100%, meaning projects often take twice as long as planned, which adds financial risk to communications and taxpayers. According to the GAO report, storing the nation's existing nuclear spent fuel on site for 100 years could cost.
Is my partner ready? Are my opponents ready? Yes. Are my judges ready? I will now begin. The United States federal government should increase investment in domestic nuclear energy. This is because although, like everything, nuclear energy has its flaws, the geopolitical and economic gains from it certainly outweigh the other issues. For my first contention, nuclear power plays a significant role in national security. Replacing reliance on foreign energy with domestically produced nuclear energy would reduce the United States' vulnerability to a global energy supply shock. In addition, increasing the production of nuclear power plants would enhance U.S. global leadership by providing economic opportunities and strengthening energy security. With this increased leadership, we can more effectively promote the peaceful application of nuclear energy opposed to hostile use that it is commonly associated with. In addition, the development of nuclear infrastructure would allow the United States to create relationships with other nations, thereby reinforcing their national security. Now, moving on to my second contention, an increase of investment spent on nuclear energy.
Okay, and for our great crossfire, we will go for 2 minutes.
is there content?
1 minute prep time, and that time starts now. Traditionally, in public forum, we would give them 2 minutes of prep time total that they can divide up how they see fit over the entirety of the public forum round. Each public forum debate takes about 35 minutes if they take the full time. We have short updates for the duration of our show today. Wrap up your prep time, please. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So we will start the grand crossfire in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
May I ask the first question? How can we say that nuclear energy actually produces greenhouse gases when mining uranium actually releases greenhouse gases, and in addition to that, it actually releases radioactive gases?
Well, the amount of greenhouse gas emissions that they do produce is way less than these other emissions that you're talking about with uranium mining. In addition, this is nothing compared to fossil fuels, which are consistently a environmental unsafe energy source. So could you explain how other sources, let's say renewable energy, that create less energy per dollar and are less efficient would still be better?
How would uranium release less if it also increases global warming and makes the atmosphere even more hot than it already is?
Well, what we're talking about is greenhouse gas emissions, not necessarily this.
And also, what do you have to say about the miners that mine uranium when that they have their lungs and they get cancer?
This is a good question, but what do you have to say about the fossil fuel workers who work in these factories? Or, let's say...
Necessarily, we're not supporting fossil fuels. We're supporting renewables.
Well, renewable energy cannot make enough energy per dollar, and not only that, they do not produce enough energy to supply our country and other countries, and our energy source, which is nuclear energy, will give us enough to support us and use it to help other countries, which would gain money for us, and it would help us build relationships with other countries.
How does the other country's part come in if it's domestic nuclear energy, which means to our...
So much. And please give our